Hi everyone, it's the 29th of August, so only 2 days left in the month. Maybe I can finish another picture, maybe not. The past few weeks I have a bit of trouble to choose my materials and to choose my books. Once I'm launched in a picture, everything is okay, but before I can decide what to color and which materials I want to use, wow. Anyway, regardless, I think it's the right explanation, regardless that problem, I've managed to color in 19 pictures, if I counted correctly, or 20. It's a lot, so I'm not going to do a lot of blah blah. I'm going to put this aside and we're going to dive straight in. So we are starting with the anime coloring book by Jade Summer. And I did this page, A Lady in Space, and it had to look like... I'm going to... Is it right in front? Yes. So we had a lot of things going on the picture, but I couldn't be bothered to color everything that was drawn, so I've painted everything black, made a bit of a galaxy sky, and colored only this lady in. So I'm going to lift it up. I have used some glitter, as you can see, and some metallic paints. The lady herself is a base layer of markers and Prismacolors on top. And I believe that I have used some acrylic metallic paints on the green parts, on her boots. It's a bit shimmery, as you can see. And on some details on her suit. And the skin is luminance. I'm going to come a bit closer. So I don't know what I've used for the hair, maybe that's also luminance, but for a first try I was quite happy, although she looks a bit pale, but maybe she's a bit space sick instead of seasick. I must say that I find the luminance pencils a bit difficult to work with on skin tones at the moment. I did get from Sammy, my friend Sammy, a list with the color combinations that she uses on luminance skins, but before I want to take a look at that, I want to try out some color combos myself, and this one is quite okay. The next one that I will be showing in my second book, my lady looks a bit too grayish, but you will see what I mean when I grab that one. And that is this one. So this is Forest Girl by... I've forgotten the artist's name. No, it's gone. Anyway, I don't like this picture at all. I wanted to make it very girly, but it became a bit too much. So I've thrown some glitter on top of the paint, and also some, I thought I've used some metallic shine here and there. And for the rest of the picture I've used quite a lot of Albrecht Dürer. And the skin is luminance, and she's looking a bit grayish, like her legs. She's not really healthy looking, but yeah, it was only the second try using luminance pencils, and yeah, like I'm saying, I just had to find out what worked best for my skin tones. And I've experienced some troubles. I've explained it whilst coloring in my Hannah Carlson picture, that some of my pencils are scratchy. I've mailed the customer service at Caran d'Ache, and I had to send them some pictures and some info about the pencils, their production number, etc. So I'm curious what their reaction will be. They were very sorry that I had some bad pencils, so I'm curious to hear what their solution is, because most of my pencils really work very well, but three very important colors that are used quite often, I think, in skin tones are scratchy, unfortunately. So so this is fairly okay, but definitely not one of my favorites. So that was the second picture. The third book is one that I did on camera from Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn. Quite a while ago I demonstrated the tween markers or the real brush pens by Arteza in this book. I did some hair coloring, and the only thing that was left to do was the skin and the flower, and so I finished that on camera, and I think I've used Prismacolor pencils for that purpose. I have to take a look in my notebook, because my memory, you know how it is, especially if you have colored an enormous amount of pictures in a month. I'm going to take a look. What did I use? I haven't written it down because I had filmed it, but I think I've used Prismacolor pencils. And I really like how this flower turned out. There's some metallic shine here on the... Yeah, what is this? A bulb. And here also. So that's another one finished in this little booklet. Then I did a tribute picture for my little birdie Annika, who passed away 5 years ago. You know how much she meant to me, and that I'm still having heartache for her loss or for her passing, and I decided to do this page in her honor. It symbolizes me together with her. I think I've managed to get her colors very well. Annika wasn't a very yellow canary. She had some brownish and greenish color gradations in her feathers. And so, yeah, the only thing I don't like about this picture is this butterfly, but and for the girl, I'm going to grab my flashlight here. I've given her some tears, so if I move the camera, you can see that she has some tears rolling down her eye. And the butterfly is glittery. I think I've used the Holbein pencils for this page. Sorry, I have to zoom in a bit and refocus. Going to take a sneak peek. Oh no, the skin is luminance, so... Oh yes, I remember now. This was the first time that I've used luminance pencils and that they looked pinkish and not grayish. I'm going to zoom out again because otherwise it's quite blurry in my on my little display here. For the flowers, I've used Albrecht Dürer pencils. The Holbeins for the pink and for the leaves, and for the clothing of me, and then some glitter gel pens by Color Technique. And this border is a washi tape. I really like that one. It's like it has burnt down the page a bit, or it gives it a very classic look. So it symbolizes something from the past. And although my hair isn't that long and it's definitely not that color and isn't that thick and beautiful, yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out, and yeah, it's really something that I've colored for my little birdie. So yeah, one of my most beautiful ones this month in my heart and in my mind. I'm going to lay my books a bit in a good way. The next one is Mythical Maidens by Hannah Lynn. And I'm going to take a sneak peek already. I've colored this lady. And I've used Marcus as a base. And I've used my Chinese Brutfunner pencils for shading. Also used some watercolors, I think on these hills and on the tree. And shading was always with pencil. Now I decided to do her hair quite vivid and leave her tail here quite simple. Yeah, I thought that the hair on her head could pop a lot more than her tail on her horse body. So, and I've used some metallic paint for the jewelry that she's wearing, but it's not visible. I don't know if you like me switching on my torch to make everything that's shimmery visible. Sometimes I think it's annoying, but on the other hand, you can see the details how they are in real life. And there's also shimmer in her hair and on the stick that she's holding. And I really like how she turned out. I like the shading in her body here, the light part here. Yeah, and I like the color combination, so I really like working in a Hannah Lynn book. They bring always a lot of joy. So one of my favorite artists. So that was this one. Then we continue with another Hannah, and this time it's a Hannah Carlson, and this is my least favorite picture of the month, I think, or one of my two less favorites, and it's this one. Now, it's not my favorite because, yeah, I'm not sure now. I had a lot of fun creating it, I must say, because it was just a plain fish. So, and I drew a rock, and I've used a stencil with the picture of Ariel. And I did use a stencil that was gifted by my friend Sienna from Instagram, and I had really a lot of fun. But looking at it now, I don't know. I don't know. It brightens up this page because the plain fish. I would never have thought that I would color it such a fish in, but for now it looks quite simple, and there's nothing wrong with simple pages, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But it did give me a lot of fun whilst creating it. So, and that's also important with our hobby. So, yeah. So it's okay. Whoa, sorry for that flash. It's okay, but it's definitely not the most special one or amazing one that has been done. I'm going to put down my books on the ground at the moment, because if I'm laying them down on my table, it's quite a heavy stack. The next one is done in my gifted book by Fluffy. A very cute little book full with lovely misfits, and I've done 1, new one in here. And that's this one. Had a lot of fun with this girl. She's done in Holbein pencils. I have to take a sneak peek for the background because I don't remember that much about that. Where did I put down my Neo 2, Neo Colors 2. And then I've used clear stamps, the clear stamps that I've received from the Love Art Shop. I will put down a link below for that website. And this is just drawn by me because I had stamped a bit out of the corner and it was hanging somewhere where it couldn't hang. So I drew some black outlines to make that spider web, that it could be attached to something. And then those little bats. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun. And although the paper is very thin, I wanted to use the Holbeins, and so I did. Normally I would save them for my more expensive books, but I really wanted to do a picture in this book and I really wanted to use the Holbein, so I thought I'll just do it. And I have some bleed through, as you can see, but if you protect your back page, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. And so I'm going to put on that light again, because I think I've used some glitter on the spider web here on top. And the cat has some yellow stickles in her eyes. So really adorable little picture, but I had a lot of fun, and I love that color combo on the background. It's, yeah, I'm very happy with this one. So on to the next one. I'm almost 17 minutes in, so after this one I will pause my video and start a new one so that I can put them together. Then I did one by Alena Lazareva, and it's this dark beauty, and I really like how her skin turned out and how she's looking, but other than that there's something off with this picture. I don't know what it is, but there's something that I don't like that much, but I can't put my hand on it what it is. So she also has quite an effect on her wings, as you can see, and I've given her a very glossy dress and gold in her jewelry and gold around her, details on the flowers. I've given her some highlights, like she's glowing. Maybe that's the thing that I'm not very happy with. I don't know, but yeah. I believe she's also a base layer of markers with pencils on top. These are watercolor markers, water-based markers that I've scribbled down on an acrylic palette and watered down with my aqua brush and colored the leaves and the flowers in like this. And her skin is Prismacolor. Then the background is Albrecht Dürer. So and the paint on her headband and her arm jewel is Kuretake, the red paint. So yeah, that was an Alena Lazareva one, my first one by Alena. So this one already has a colored in picture. Yay. So now I'm going to stop this video and start another so that you won't lose my talking. So see you in just 1 second. And here we are again. The next one is done in the Little Mermaid Friends coloring book, Dover publication by Teresa Goodrich. This book is so cheap and the pictures are so cute. They remind me a lot of Klara Markova, I must say. And I did this one. Now this took me quite some time because I had to do everything with pencil because, yeah, double page spread. No, not double page spread, double-sided print, I mean. So I only did a bit of paint on her jewelry here, and that's it. And on the star in her hair, and that's it. So everything else is pencil. The turtles are luminance. Her hair, her skin, I believe her tail also are Holbein pencils. The background is soft pastel. And I do believe that I've used the Holbeins for the plants also. I'm going to check. The blanket here, I've used the technique in a technique book 101 textures, and I must say I find it very difficult. You only have 4 photographs or pictures to look at and to try to imitate it, and I'm very happy with this look, but wow, it wasn't very simple. And for this shell I've used a color technique by Helen Elliston. And I also did a technique for the sand, also by the 101 colored textures. I've forgotten the artist's name from that coloring book, but I think it's quite difficult. I had quite some, I got quite some trouble to get it to look right. So the sand is Prismacolors, and everything else besides the turtle and her blanket are Holbeins, I think. So I'm going to lift it up and zoom you a bit, or refocus a bit. I really like how her hair turned out, and the light here on her tail. But whoa, I had forgotten what a great job it is or a big job it is when you're only working with pencils. Wow, we are so spoiled that we are able to use neocolors and Inktense and other water-based media for base layers or markers. If you have to do a picture in colored pencil from A to Z, whoa, what a job. I felt spoiled when working on this one with all the other materials. Wow. So, but I'm very happy with this result. Very happy. It took me quite some days too. So, yeah, that was this one, Little Mermaid Friends. The next one, oh yes, this was a lovely gift by my good friend Sammy from Color and Chat with Sammy. She gave me this book for my birthday. And finally, I had the courage to tackle it. And I've went for the Octopus. And it's quite a vivid page. Yes, I think the camera is picking up the colors quite well. I've used some graphited pencils, some Inktense pencils, and for this cute fellow I did a combination of both, I think. If I'm not mistaken, going to check, I did a base layer of Inktense on him and added the vividness with the fluorescent pink by Holbein. And the little crab here is Luminance. And I also did a very little shading with some grays here on the sink. And all the rest are watercolor media. And I've also put down some old-fashioned border because I didn't want to do anything I didn't want to spoil this white background, but I did use some stickles. I've made some soap bubbles with them, and it's not that very, yeah, now it's a bit visible. I had forgotten it that I did it. It was when showing the washi tape that I felt that I had done something on that page. So these are the bubbles, but they are not visible if you are not look at that vividness of the Holbein. That pink is just wow. And I did use some Pentel Sparkle Pop for the chain. Very glittery. So I'm glad that I finally had the courage to tackle this book because it's so beautiful and it was such a lovely gift. It would be a shame that it kept on standing on my shelf. So yeah, I've tackled it, and now I have to find new courage to do the rest of the book because I love it so much. Yeah, but I'm very happy with the result of this one. I'm not a fluorescent type of girl when coloring, but I somehow, it was just asking for it, and I'm super happy with the result. So that was this book. Then we are entering the world of Flora. And I did, oh yes, I had to think what I did in this one. I've used quite a lot of watercolor for this one, and it's a very simple and very calming picture for my feeling. Not too poppy colors used, only this little fellow has a bit of vividness and this mushroom, but yeah, it's I really like it a lot. I'm going to take a look which water media that I did use. The real brush pens by Arteza, the aqua markers by my local discount shop Action, and for some shading on his fur I've used Polychromos pencils. And for the background I did use some Neocolor too, and I've put down some glitter on the bottom. Going to, no, I'm not, I can't focus when touching this. I have to touch my phone. And then, ta-da! I thought this looked lovely. You know me and my shimmer. I did use some shimmer on this big mushroom also. And I don't know if I've used no, that's it. It was enough, I think. I'm very happy with the result. So, yeah. Had a lovely time. Love this book. Love this paper. It's a Mus imprint. I really love the imprints by Mus. They do Maria Trolle, Hannah Carlson. Yeah. Fantastic edition. Love it. Loved working in it. Oh, and I will show you the back side. Oh, it's a black one, but I didn't have any bleed through with my aqua markers. So everything is in good shape after doing this one. So now the next one is in Mermaids, Fairies, another Girls of Whimsy, because like I said, Hannah Lynn makes me happy, and if I'm insecure about what to color, I normally grab at the Hannah Lynn and I'm really into the coloring mood again. So I've done this lady. I wanted to do her for quite some time, and finally I jumped in. The background is done with Inktense pencils, and I wanted to do a gradation in the sky. We were watching a Disney or a Pixar movie, a cartoon. It's Raining Meatballs, I think it's called. And in one of the scenes there was quite a beautiful sky with purple going over into pink, going over into orange, and then yellow. And I wanted to do it on this page, but then I started mixing the colors, and that's how it's ended up. The rest is, of course, a base layer of markers with pencil on top. And these are Neo 2s, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, these are Neo 2s clouds with white Posca or Signo, but I think it's Posca. Looking at those fat lines, my Signo is quite small, but I have quite a broad Posca. So, and of course he also has some shimmering going on. No, stop. Yeah, finally. There's some shimmering going on the butterflies. It's not, yeah, now it's a bit more visible. On her wings, of course, a lot of glitter going on. The key on her foot is shimmery. And I don't think I've put down any other glitter on her, but her wings was enough. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I'm going to zoom in again a bit, refocus. I love how her hair is looking. Oh, I wish I had some hair like that. Yeah. Really enjoy working in Hannah Lynn's books. Yeah, it's always so, you can be so imaginative and creative, or creative. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Also one of my favorites by this month. Then we are at Juwelenkistje, the jewelry box by Hannah Carlson. The big lady, or the head of the lady that I was coloring in with my luminance pencils is finished. I was seeing yellowish and reddish colors for this picture, but it turned out quite different. Because she had a pale skin, I've kept the colors quite cold. So there are reds involved, but also some blues, a lot of silver. And I really like how this one turned out. For the background, I've used Sonet watercolors, but it was so harsh that I've put some metallic paints on top. You can see it if I shake or move the camera around. And on the bottom, you can see all the metallic shine, a blue metallic shine, a silver metallic shine. I've used my Spentel Dual Hybrid pens for the red. The birds are Albrecht Dürer. And for the skin, she has luminance. And her hair, also luminance, I think. But I'm going to take that torch again because I think I've put some color on her, on these stars. On her face, yes. I've colored them in with transparent the name is escaping me. I'm going to the jelly roll. It's a jelly roll, a clear jelly roll on her stars here. And as you can see, the birds have a lot of shimmer going on too. I've used a lot of metallic paints on this picture. So it's quite a feast for the eye. But I really like how it turned out. It's a bit cold and yeah, it was just very appropriate with her pale face. So very happy with this result too. Yeah, you can start with something in your mind and at the end you can have a whole other result, but I really like it. I really like it. So very happy with this picture. Then I did something in my recent gift, the Grand Classique Art Deco Tome 2. I wanted something sweet and simple, and fun. And I've chosen this one. I'm going to take this aside. It's my gift notes. I always keep them in my books. I have to tape it in. I've used Albrecht Dürer for this picture without any pencil shading, so just watercolor pencils. And for the details, this is also Albrecht Dürer, this golden border and the greenery, but all the dots and some details here on the side are done with metallic paints. So this is quite a heavy book, but I'm going to lift it up anyway so that you can see all the shimmer. And I've also used that clear jelly roll again on some leaves next to their head, as you can see. So I really love how it turned out. And I'm going to take, whoa, you can see my tripod, I'm sorry. Oh, but it's so difficult to lift such a big book. But as you can see, a lot of gold and pink gold going on here. But I enjoyed every minute, and the paper quality is just okay because I didn't have any bleed through. And I left some of the leaves here on purpose white because there was already enough going on, and so I left some just like they were drawn, and I think it's perfect like it is. Really like it. I've never seen this movie, so I don't know if their colors are matching. I don't know their names, but I thought they were cute, being purple and pink, so that's why I've chosen to do them like this. I love this book, and I'm super happy that I could color in this picture. So yeah, very happy with this result too. I might have had some choosing issues, like I said at the beginning, but once that I was involved in a picture, I enjoyed every minute, except for some. Like the next one, I started with a lot of good vibes, but after a while, I got bored. I've used some watercolor pencils for this one, the Albrecht Dürer ones. I have to take a sneak peek on the rest of the details because I can't remember. Markers and color softs. I'm going to put this. Yeah, these are definitely markers, her dress and her skin. And I've shaded with color soft pencils. I also used color soft for the shimmery horns. And for all the rest, it's a lot of shimmer and glitter. And although I like my shimmer and glitter, I'm not too fond of the end result. So you can see all the sheep have shimmery paint on them. There are some gold details on the big sheep at the bottom, on her dress, and in her hair, and then all around is a lot of glitter, but yeah, it's an okay page, but definitely not one. I was so happy that it was done. No, yeah, no, it's okay, but no, goodbye. You have some of those pictures every month, so okay, 1, 2, 3, still 4 to go. The next one, I've received during this month the third book by Helen Elliston. I bought it on, was it book tip post. No, I think I've ordered it on Amazon. And I really wanted to try the honeycombs, and so I did. But I didn't want to use them on a Hannah Carlson page or a Rita Berman page, because most of the pictures that I did see with honeycombs were from these books. And so finally I discovered some honeycombs in the Mini Inklings one. And so my queen bee was colored in. So my queen bee has luminance skin. The background are aqua markers, her hair also. And I've used Prismacolors just like Helen suggested in her tutorial. And I'm super happy with how these turned out. I think I love that book, 101 Textures. I think it's great, but it's for me it's still a bit too difficult. So for now I prefer the tutorials by Helen Elliston, and I've recently received the second book by Jennifer Zimmerman. I still have to try her tutorials. But yeah, I don't always do tutorials. I really have to feel into it. So yeah, I think I prefer those type of books above the color textures one. But yeah, still glad to have it. And then of course, glittery wings, a glittery top, just plain glitter gel pen. And that's all the glitter there is going on, except for the little things on her head. And I really like her look. She's a bit yellowish. I didn't want to give her a very natural skin tone, but yeah, I was very happy with how she turned out. And this looks so yummy. Yeah. Oops, sorry for the bump. On to the next one. Also one of my favorites of this month. I did a very simple page in Sagor och Sagner, and sometimes it's so strange. Sometimes you have pictures of which you are thinking when you have bought a book, I'm never going to color that one in. And what did I do? Yep, I've colored in a picture that I didn't think I would ever do. And it's this one. This bird. It was a beautiful bird, but I wasn't inspired at all. I couldn't think of anything when I looked at him. And suddenly, while flipping through this book, I knew I wanted to do something in Emily's book. And suddenly I thought, okay, gray and red. And so my red bird was born. I don't like my flowers. I like everything else. I'm going to take a look what I did. I've used Holbein pencils for the leaves and the wood, Albrecht Dürer pencils. And then, of course, some glittery details with some paints here and there. In the flowers, there's some paints. I hope it's a bit visible. Ah, this is so difficult. Some gold paint. Some Kuretake gem paint on his red feathers. Some Paul Rubens paint for the thing around his neck. And my bubbles have a bit of jelly roll, clear jelly roll inside them. And they are also Albrecht Dürer. And I really like how this page turned out. I did a simple background on purpose, and it doesn't need anything more, I think. It just, yeah, I really like it how it is. I really like it, and it's super strange. I could never have imagined coloring in this picture, and yeah, after doing it, I was super happy without these. But okay. Then almost the last one, it's the 19th one. I did one almost at the back, I think, or is she? No, she's more in front. And it's this lady. I've used the Caran d'Ache Luminance for her skin, and I did use for her hairs. I've forgotten what I've used for her hair, but I also think I've used Luminance. The background, I didn't want to shade every cloud. It would have taken me ages, so I just went on with some aqua markers in different colors, namely brownish gray, a yellow and an orange. And then I've used some metallic paint on her wings, added some stickles, used the luminance also on her top. But for the more magic on the picture are, of course, the lightning details, all stickles, and that's what I like about this one. All the shimmery going on, glitter gel pen on her top, jewelry is stickles, her wings. I really like how her skin turned out. I hope I can zoom in a decent way that it's quite good visible. So I'm starting to learn them and starting to discover which colors work for me. So yeah, very happy about that. So, and I really like how this turned out, but I couldn't be bothered to do much more than what I did now for the background. So, and I think the colors are quite fitting with her hair. So happy that I tackled the jasmine again. And then to conclude this video, and my battery is almost dying, so it's time to put an end to this video. I did one in a very nice coloring book by Ellen Jaracki, and it's this one with my traveling mice with strawberries. I've used Arteza products for all of the page, the Arteza watercolors for the leaves, Arteza pencils for the strawberries, and then for the mice, Arteza gouache as a base, and Arteza pencils for the fur, and their feet and heads are also Arteza pencils. And I did the Helen Elliston technique for the strawberries, but whoa, you have to put some white highlights on a strawberry, and it looked awful like how I did it. So I've put down my own shimmery details. It's not looking natural, it's not looking great, but yeah, I can live with it. So there's no shimmering going on here, so it's just a plain picture, but I think it's very poppy and I like how it turned out. So yeah, and that concludes my video for this month. Before my battery dies out, I'm going to say a quick goodbye. I really hope you liked what you saw. Please leave some comments down below if you want to. I really look forward to reading them and answering them, and I hope I will see you soon for a next video. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye!